Right now, your body is eating itself. Not metaphorically, not as an expression, literally, at the cellular level, right now. And if you've eaten in the last few hours, it already stopped. This process has a name. Scientists call it autophagy, from the Greek auto, self, phagin, to eat, self-eating. In 2016, a Japanese cell biologist named Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for discovering exactly how this works. The Nobel Committee called it a fundamental process for degrading and recycling cellular components. In plain language, your body knows how to clean itself. And it only does it when you stop feeding it. For 99.9% of human history, your ancestors didn't eat 3 times a day. There was no breakfast, no scheduled lunch, no dinner at 7 p.m. There was a hunt, and then there wasn't. There was a successful harvest, and then there wasn't. Your ancestors could go 24, 48, sometimes 72 hours without food. Not because they were disciplined, because that was simply the reality of being alive. And in that time, the time between meals, something remarkable happened inside their bodies. The cells, starved of incoming nutrients, turned inward. They began to consume themselves, not to destroy, to survive, to clean, to rebuild. Every damaged protein, every broken mitochondria, every piece of cellular debris that had accumulated over days of activity. The body gathered it up, broke it down, and used it as fuel. This wasn't starvation, this was maintenance. Think of it like this. Your cells are constantly producing proteins. Every second, thousands of them. Some of these proteins fold incorrectly. Some get damaged by free radicals. Some simply wear out. In a healthy cell, these broken proteins are supposed to be cleared out regularly. Autophagy is the cleanup crew. When you eat constantly, the cleanup crew never comes. The broken parts accumulate. Year after year. Scientists now believe this accumulation is directly linked to aging, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and type 2 diabetes. In 1988, a biologist at the Tokyo Institute of Technology named Yoshinori Ohsumi began studying yeast cells. Yeast, the same organism that makes bread rise and wine ferment. He wasn't looking for autophagy. He was looking for something else entirely. What he found changed medicine forever. Ohsumi starved yeast cells. He removed all nutrients and watched what happened under a microscope. Within hours, he saw something nobody had documented clearly before. Tiny bubbles appeared. They moved through the cell, collecting damaged material. Then they merged with the vacuole, and the contents were destroyed and recycled. He was watching a cell eat itself in real time. Over the next 7 years, Ohsumi identified 15 specific genes that control autophagy. He called them ATG genes. After Ohsumi's discovery, researchers around the world began connecting autophagy to disease. What they found was striking. In Alzheimer's disease, autophagy is impaired. Damaged proteins accumulate in neurons instead of being cleared. In cancer, tumor cells hijack autophagy to survive chemotherapy. In Parkinson's disease, the protein alpha-synuclein builds up because autophagy can't clear it fast enough. In type 2 diabetes, dysfunctional autophagy in pancreatic cells reduces insulin production. The pattern was clear. When autophagy fails, things break down. When autophagy works, the body repairs itself. This wasn't just a discovery about cells. This was a discovery about time, about what the body does when you give it space. Ohsumi spent 35 years studying a process most people will never hear about. And that process is running inside you right now. So the question becomes obvious. If autophagy is so important, how do you turn it on? The answer is simple, and your body has known it for 300,000 years. You stop eating. Not forever. Not even for very long. Research suggests autophagy begins to activate meaningfully after approximately 12 to 16 hours without food. In a 2010 study published in Nature, researchers at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center showed that fasting for just 24 hours dramatically increased autophagy markers in human liver cells. A 2019 study at the University of Southern California found that a 3-day fast regenerated the entire immune system by triggering autophagy to clear old, damaged white blood cells and replace them with new ones. But here's what's critical. You don't need to fast for 3 days. The simple act of extending the gap between your last meal and your first, from 8 hours to 14 or 16 hours, is enough. For most people, this means simply skipping breakfast or eating your last meal earlier in the evening. That's it. Your body does the rest. Here's what modern life did to this system. The average person eats from roughly 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's a 15-hour eating window, with only 9 hours of fasting, mostly during sleep. In this window, autophagy never fully activates. Insulin levels stay elevated. The body stays in build mode. The cleanup crew never comes. Damaged proteins accumulate. Broken mitochondria multiply. Cellular debris builds up year after year. We optimized for constant energy. And in doing so, we switched off the body's most powerful repair system. Not because we were trying to break something, because we didn't know something was running. For 300,000 years, the system ran automatically. Every gap between meals was a repair cycle. Every night of sleep was a partial fast. We inherited a body designed for scarcity, and we built a world of abundance. The mismatch is showing. Your ancestors didn't know what autophagy was. They didn't have the word. They didn't have microscopes. But their bodies ran the process every single day. Every time the hunt failed. Every time the harvest ran short. Their cells cleaned themselves. Their proteins were recycled. Their immune systems renewed. Not despite the hunger, because of it. The hunger was the signal, and the body knew exactly what to do with it. We live in a world where food is everywhere. Always available. Always visible. Every notification from a food delivery app, every vending machine, every meal scheduled, regardless of hunger. We built a civilization around never being hungry. And in doing so, we accidentally turned off a repair system that took 1 billion years to evolve. His body still has it. The genes are still there. The machinery is intact. It just needs the one signal it was built to respond to: absence. We traded the hunger for convenience, and convenience turned off the cleanup. Your body still knows exactly what to do. It's been doing it for 1 billion years. It's just waiting for you to stop.